Miami's South Beach might be one of the wildest places on the planet during the summer, but next weekend I'm expecting the volume to turn up just a little bit louder when men's physique star Matt Acton rolls into town for the Miami Pro. Right now, Acton is just over a week out from making his season debut, where he'll be looking to punch his ticket back to an Olympia stage that felt like his second home not all that long ago. Last week, Acton was quoted as saying that he feels good about where he is in his prep right now. And if you've seen how this guy dials it in, it isn't hard to understand why. So if he can manage to hold his conditioning and not try to do anything crazy at the last minute, Acton's got a good chance to vie for the title once the first call out is officially announced. I hate to burst his bubble, but if Matt Acton thinks he's just going to come down here and steamroll his way to a win, then he might be in big trouble, because hometown favorite Leon McCall might have a thing or two to say about it. The third-year pro is heading into his second contest of the season, ready to show the rest of the division what he's been working on since we last saw him back in March at the Atlantic Coast Pro. For McCall, the big challenge up to this point in his young career has been locking down his consistency in the conditioning department. But sometimes all you have to do is put it all together one time and boom, all of a sudden you turn the corner and good things start happening. The older you get, the more you start to find out how new challenges can make life exciting. And there aren't too many athletes in the Pro League who know that better than former women's physique star turned figure crossover Rita Penteado. After making her official figure debut at the New York Pro a few weeks back, Penteado looks like she's finally starting to settle into a nice groove again. Earlier in the week, she was spotted training legs out at the East Coast Mecca, where she and her team have been sculpting their latest project over the last few months. Even in a loaded division like figure, Penteado still has a chance to do well the more she starts to get acclimated to her new surroundings. And as long as she picks her spots correctly, I can see her moving up the ranks at another show or two before the year's out. To paraphrase the great motivational speaker Eric Thomas, if you want to be great, then you've got to surround yourself with greatness. And I guess men's physique star Ryan Terry got the memo. Recently, the former Arnold Classic champ made his way out to LA to get into a few training sessions alongside some of the big names like our old friend Michael HEARN and fellow Englishman Simeon Panda. For the most part, it's been a relatively quiet year for the Terry camp and his crew, despite the fact that they're coming off a 2017 campaign that was one for the ages. But maybe now that he's starting to work himself back into shape, we might start to get an idea of what's up next on the horizon. So far this year, we've had a ton of bikini athletes do some things to catch our attention, but there hasn't been anyone who's done it quite like Frida Paulsen. A few weeks after reeling off a solid third-place effort at the New York Pro, the third-year contender seems like she's ready to jump right back on the horse again. If you haven't been following the bikini division this year, then you probably don't know that Paulsen has been one of the busiest athletes on the circuit. But her 5 top 5 finishes that she stacked up on her resume are a testament to the kind of work that she's been putting in since day one. So if she can pull back the reins a little bit and concentrate her efforts on the Olympia, she'll probably have a legitimate shot to be in a top call-out when September rolls around. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.